Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where today we're talking 5 ways in which 2K Sports could utilise PlayStation VR for the WWE franchise in WWE 2K VR. Now, 2K aren't new to VR as they've already released multiple VR games for PlayStation VR, including Carnival Games and the NBA 2K Experience. When it comes to those games, they tend to be quite natural games to progress into VR, as things like throwing a virtual basketball into a hoop is a pretty simple concept and one that's been tried numerous times over the years on different VR systems. However, when it comes to making a wrestling video game in VR, the concept is a lot more complicated. For example, in basketball, your core part of the game is shooting baskets. However, in wrestling you have to pick up and slam your opponent, which is a much harder simulation to recreate in VR, and because of that complexity, it's not something that has been fully tried and tested, with the closest to a VR wrestling experience being Hulk Hogan's main event on the Xbox 360, a game which utilised the system's Kinect motion sensor, but ultimately ended up being quite possibly the worst wrestling game we've ever seen. So how can WWE 2K VR succeed? Here are 5 ways in which 2K could use VR in the WWE franchise. Rather than putting together a full-on wrestling game, 2K could first opt to test the waters for VR by following suit of the likes of Call of Duty or Star Wars Battlefront by releasing a free DLC add-on with a smaller VR experience, such as placing the player within the arena to witness a match taking place. Using this method, 2K could set various points around the arena to be selected and allow the player to choose the seat and take in the action from the upper echelons, ringside, or even sat at the commentary table alongside Michael Cole. In WWE 2K16, we've seen managers updated to feature a whole host of options, including the ability to distract the referee, pull people out of the ring, or toss a weapon in to be used. Then in WWE 2K17, a big part of the game's My Career mode was focused around Paul Heyman and becoming a Paul Heyman guy, so with this new focus on managers, why not use VR to give players a managerial experience? This could see players take on the role of a player's manager at ringside, where they could walk around the ring and take in the action whilst also perform managerial duties such as distracting the referee or breaking up pinfalls by pulling players out of the ring. The game could even use the PlayStation microphone to cause a distraction as an alternate to button presses. Ever wondered how it would feel to walk down a ringside in front of 80,000 people at WrestleMania? Or how it feels to stand in the ring as The Undertaker makes his iconic entrance? Well, with the aid of VR, those things are now a possibility, as the game could feature an on-rails entrance that sees players taking in the sights and sounds through the eyes of their superstar, with the ability to turn the head and look around during entrances to fully experience what it feels like to be a WWE superstar. Fourth on the list is utilising VR in the game's creation suite, as this way players can see a full-size 3D model of each superstar in full detail, which they can then walk around and inspect to get a better view as they add, change or remove clothing, allowing players to view the created stars from any angle. Finally, at number 5, this list wouldn't be complete without the mention of a full VR wrestling game that sees players looking through the eyes of their chosen superstar and then motioning to slam opponents. But is that really what you would want? Having to act out each and every move yourself? Climb the turnbuckle or lay on the mat looking up at the lights after taking a beating? As cool as it sounds, in reality I don't think it could ever live up to the idea, not at this point in time anyway, but just because we have motion controllers doesn't necessarily mean we have to use them with VR. Plenty of games mix PSVR's headset with the game's standard control system of using the controller, such as Star Wars Battlefront, and that actually features the same controls both in and out of VR. Using this method, players could still watch the action from ringside, in the crowd or at the announce table in VR, whilst also controlling the action in a much easier fashion with the game's standard control set. Sure, it's not the full-on virtual wrestling experience that many fans dream of, but at the limit of today's technology, a full-on wrestling game is still a long way off. So there are 5 ways in which 2K could utilise VR to put out a WWE 2K VR game, or even add additional VR DLC to 2K17. But what do you make of this list? Do you want to see a virtual reality WWE game? And which options from this list would you see incorporated into it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or any ideas that you have for a WWE VR game, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button to help share these ideas and bring them to the attention of 2K, and maybe we'll see a WWE 2K VR game become a reality in the near future. Until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure to smack that bell notification icon so that you can be notified whenever a new video drops. Most importantly though, have yourself an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.